It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for...
The Craig and Ryland Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on...
Magic TV.
We've got 3 great tricks that we're going to be looking at this week, and one trick that is potentially...
Only 3?
Well, 3 good ones, and one trick that's potentially the worst trick of 2024. Absolutely abysmal. Truly terrible. But we're not going to start with a bad trick. We're going to start with a good trick. No, we're not. We're going to start with a great trick. In fact, this isn't even a trick. This, Ryland, is an experiment. So first up, we have the experiment by Joel Dickinson. You love Joel Dickinson. As performed by Britain's Got Talent megastar, social media superstar, Jack Rhodes, who is amazing. We love Jack Rhodes. We love Jack Rhodes. He did this on his socials a little while ago. You did this on your socials a little while ago as well. I'm a big fan of Joel Dickinson. Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, Joel, if you're watching this, I think this is one of the best tricks that he's ever come up with. I think this is absolutely brilliant, and I think people are going to think this is a social media trick.
Quote from Mr. Craig Petty there.
There you go, quote from Mr. Craig Petty. I think people are going to watch this and think this is a social media trick, and it's only really a social media thing. But this is so commercial. Yeah. There's certain things that you need to be aware of that we're going to get into in a little bit. There's angles that you need to be aware of. But this 100% is something that you could do in certain real-world environments. But if you don't know what we're talking about, if you don't know what the experiment is, we're going to have a look at the video that you put on Instagram. Here it is. This is the experiment. So that was Ryland performing the experiment, and if you want to see somebody else performing it, go check out Jack Rhodes, who is more talented than you, funnier than you, and less smellier than you as well. True. So, you know, you're stinky, is what I'm saying.
I shower every day, actually.
I know, still stinky. You're 11. You're an 11-year-old boy. You're allowed to be stinky. It's kind of your job. But, it's your job to be stinky. It's your job. It's your job. But what you just saw there is the experiment, and it is just how you saw Ryland perform it. You have a matchbox, you have a dice, you make them change places, wham bam, thank you ma'am, job done. This is a genius method. Genius method. Now, it's not that difficult to do. You watch the tutorial with me, we watched the tutorial, we went through it. It's about a 25-minute tutorial, that's kind of all it needs to be. And at the end of the 25 minutes, half an hour, whatever it was, we both were kind of like, oh, that's a lot easier than we thought. Because when we saw it being done, first of all, it fooled me. And then secondly, I was like, that's got to be rock solid. But it's not rock solid. It's actually really easy to do. And this is the cool thing. At the end of it, there's one little move that you need to do that's done completely on the offbeat. But as long as you do that move, which Joel goes through, everything's left examinable. So this then becomes a very commercial trick within reason. And what I mean by that is there's certain things that you have to be bearing in mind. If you're thinking about getting this, there are certain things to take into consideration. First of all, you need a table. If you're a walk-around performer, if you do mix and mingle, this is not going to be the trick that you want to do. Second of all, the angles, I would say, would you agree that people really need to be in front of you? Yeah. Because if they're looking from the sides, they're kind of going to see what... Well, they are going to see what's going on.
179.
Yeah, about 180 degrees. Which is fine, but, like, you couldn't do this... You could do it maybe in a restaurant where you've got control over the people that are watching you, potentially. But I think that the best place to perform this is somewhere like... bar magic, where everyone's in front of you and they're watching you perform magic on a bar. Another place that would be good to perform this is like maybe a trade show or something like that, depending on how you set up your trade show performing space. It could be a formal close-up show, a parlour show, something like that. Any of those sort of situations would be, this would be workable in. And obviously, social media, I mean, this is great for social media. It's great for Zoom shows. They still exist, by the way. They're great for Zoom shows. They're great for social media.
I don't get how this thing exists, but
they do. I've got a Zoom show next week.
Yeah, I just don't get how like people still use them.
They do, though.
I know, I just don't get why.
You did hundreds of Zoom shows when you were in lockdown. You did so many Zoom shows. How many action dances did you do on Zoom shows? You were action dancing your butt off from 10 o'clock in the morning. You were dancing. Yeah. You had that residency. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
You were doing magic every day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
digress.
Now, you're up every morning going down.
My record in one day was 17 shows.
17?
17 one-hour shows in one day in lockdown. Because we were getting bookings from Australia and everything. So I was doing like shows when you were in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was down in the office at the bottom of the garden.
Wait, 2 o'clock don't count?
Still counts.
No, don't.
Why not?
Midnight is the next day.
Yeah, so it's part of the following day.
Oh, so you're saying you got
Yes.
up, I got up at midnight, performing shows at 2.
Basically,
until 11 at night.
Yes, basically is where I was at with that.
Fucking hell.
Anyway.
I get how you can do 17.
Yeah.
Probably like hour shows.
But they don't care about this. They care about the experiment.
Oh, yeah.
The experiment.
Every experiment.
The experiment is really good. It's very, it's as long as you have an environment in which this is performable, this is great. I would say that this is the same sort of performing conditions as On Edge by Angelo Carbone. You know that thing that you spend hours practicing, making the card castle, and then you take the cards away and it ends up...
Oh, yeah.
I would say this is the same sort of performing conditions in that you need a table, you need people in front of you, so to speak. But
Edge is cool.
Yeah? On Edge is cool, it's brilliant. At one point you were going to put it in your show, but you haven't. Anyway...
I can build a normal card castle.
I know you can. Anyway, I would give this... I'm going to give this 90%. I want to find a place to perform it, which is why I'm giving it more than 80. I don't know where I'm going to perform it yet. I don't know what, maybe a parlour show, I'm not too sure. But I want to do it. I really like this. And I think it's a really cool bit that would then introduce the concept of transposition, which would then allow me to kind of lead into a transposition type thing. I love this. And I think that a lot of people that perform socially, hobbyists, I think this is the sort of thing where you can control the environment in which you're performing in. This looks like a couple of things that you got around the house. Oh, you know, can you show me a trick? Okay, well, I've got some matchbox and I've got a dice. Let me show you something. Let me do something. I think that would work really well as well. So I'm going to give it 90%. What about you?
I'm going to give it 100.
100% from Ryland, 90% from me. If only you could do it as well as Jack Rhodes. But anyway, we digress. 90% from me, 100% from Ryland. It's a great trick. You can get it directly from Joel or All Good Magic Dealers. Now we're going to move on to another good trick. Okay, so next up we have a trick that Ryland has said is potentially one of the best tricks of the year as far as he's concerned. And that is Mr. Glove by Juan Pablo. Mr. Glove by Juan Pablo, which is the most insane trick I've ever seen in my life. So what is Mr. Glove? Well, basically, you get a pair of gloves and you get an instruction on how to put the gloves on your hand to create a little puppet. And then you get these really cute little eyes and you can create your own puppet, which is just so cool. Hello. And he looks really cute.
Hey, Daddy, can I tell you a joke?
Yeah.
They say my naked Mr. Glove.
Naked Mr. Glove.
Hello.
All right. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, let's get on with this. So, we're going to look at a performance that Ryland did for Instagram of Mr. Glove vanishing some Tic Tacs randomly. So let's have a look at this Instagram video so you can see what Mr. Glove is, and then we'll talk about what we think. Right, okay, so that is a brief performance of Mr. Glove. Honestly,
Mr. Glove is awesome.
it really is awesome. I mean, when we saw that you could take a normal pair of gloves and turn it into a puppet, we were just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is another thing that if we were doing kids shows in lockdown, you would so do this. Yeah. You'd like get a pair of gloves, put them on, make Mr. Glove, it'd be great. But if you're a kids entertainer, you absolutely need to get Mr. Glove. If you are a walk-around kids entertainer and you're looking for magic to do in a kind of a walk-around environment, what's better than just having a couple of gloves, putting it on and creating a puppet? Now, with Mr. Glove, you actually also get a custom-made thumb tip. I hope we're not giving too much away here, that blends into Mr. Glove's hands, which means that you can make anything disappear. Mr. Glove can make it look like he's putting something into your hand, and then you can make it disappear. It could be a silk handkerchief, it could be Tic Tacs in your case. It could be, he's got another one on the tutorial where he pours sugar from a sugar packet, makes it disappear. Loads of different things.
You know what he's doing, Mr. Glove?
What?
So you pour the sugar into your hand, and he just goes, he goes, with his nose though, he goes...
with his nose, and he goes to eat it all.
Yeah, so he goes like that, and then he got it, and then he go like.
What are we doing?
So he goes like that, and then he let the sugar be a bit.
Okay, fair enough.
So he drinks all the sugar.
Look,
he sniffs all the sugar off his nose.
The tutorial is pretty simple. It is what it's meant to be. It teaches you how to make Mr. Glove. I really struggled to follow the instructions. I had to rewind it about 7 or 8 times to actually follow it. But that's because I'm an idiot, not because it's difficult to do. It's actually really easy to do. You get the one glove, you put the other glove on, and it just works. You have Mr. Glove. The little eye things are so cute. I was speaking to a friend of mine, a member of the Netrix, a gold member that I've been mentoring for quite a while now, and he's putting together a recycling show, and he was like, I really want to put together a routine that is all about reusing objects. And I was like, why don't you use Mr. Glove? Because it's all about taking a glove.
Mr. Glove.
Yeah, I had to show him. I was there on Zoom with him, like doing Mr. Glove. I kind of spent the entire thing having Mr. Glove answer his questions instead of me. I got a bit silly, but it was at midnight. But yeah, I suggested having Mr. Glove. None. I do think that Mr. Glove is brilliant. I just love him. I love Mr. Glove. It's the sort of thing that I wish I'd come up with. I can't believe no one else has come up with this idea before. This is genius. Yeah, we both love Mr. Glove. Ryland's now walking around carrying gloves around with him everywhere, and if anybody goes, can you do a trick? He's like, no, but I have my friend Mr. Glove who can. Here he is, Mr. Glove. If you are doing a kids show or a family show and you want to put together a vent routine with it, you know who'd do really well with this? Somebody like Harry Piper. Yeah. Harry Piper could probably get Mr. Glove. Yeah, well, Harry's a good... You're the worst vent in the world. Harry, however, is one of the best vents in the world. So, if Harry is listening to this, I would suggest that Harry Piper goes and gets himself a Mr. Glove and puts it in his act. You could then keep Mr. Glove on your hand, put Mr. Glove into like an arm zag or something.
No, into a Terminator. And make him vanish.
Make Mr. Glove vanish. My hand's gone! What the hell? Yeah, okay. So, look, I love this. I'm going to give it 100%. I think it's great. What are you giving it?
1,000,000%.
1,000,000%. A trillion percent. A trillion percent from Ryland, 100% from me. This is really good. If you're a family entertainer or a kids entertainer, this is a no-brainer. And honestly, if you're just somebody who likes messing around with magic, get yourself Mr. Glove, put a little act together. I just think it's brilliant.
Is awesome.
He is. Unfortunately, Ryan, we've got to talk about one of the worst tricks of the year now.
No.
I know. Let's go.
No.
Let's go. This is terrible.
No.
Okay, so next up, I said this is one of the worst tricks of the year, and it really is, and it pains me to actually say this because the person who I'm actually going to be talking about here, I think has really brought out some great stuff in the last year. And I think that some of his products have been phenomenal, but I have to be honest, and I also consider this person a friend, but I have to be honest, this is dreadful. I'm talking about, I can't even remember the name of the trick, let me look at my notes. It's called Supervision Cube, and it's by Julio, Montoro, Supervision Cube by Julio Montoro. Now, Julio Montoro, I think Leviosa is one of the best tricks that's ever created. I think that Julio Montoro and...
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yeah, very good. Killian did it on America's Got Talent, and Nick Lacapo just kills with it in his show. I think Leviosa is amazing. I think a lot of stuff that Julio has done is brilliant. This, however, is annoyingly bad. And what I mean by annoyingly bad is it could have been brilliant, but it actually turned out shite. And the reason it turned out, and I'm not doing a performance of it for you, and the reason I'm not doing a performance of it before you is because the gimmick has got stuck in the box. Now, let me explain what this is all about. So I'll explain. So this is based on the old Supervision Cube. So if you know the Supervision Cube, you've seen probably various versions of it. Yeah, there's been lots of versions of it over the years.
My favourite's like the blue.
Yeah, that's Brent Prawns. Brent Prawns is really good. He had an extra wrinkle to it, which really kind of gives you an extra phase that you don't normally get. Dan Harlan had a version of it where the dice disappears, or the gimmick disappears at the end, which is very clever. All of those are great. So if you don't know what it is, you've got a little dice, but it's got different colours on each side. You put it inside, the spectator puts it in a box, puts the lid on, and at any time you want, you can tell them the colour that they've thought of. So you have them put the thing in the box, so there's colours pointing up, and then you take it back and you tell them what the colour is. Now, with this particular prop that we have here, you could do that same thing if you want to, absolutely 100%. But you have this extra moment where at the end, you can actually make a prediction. So they can put the die or the dice thing, the cube, inside the box without looking at what's pointing up, and put the lid on, and they don't know what colour's pointing up, and then you can predict what colour is pointing up from the beginning, because it will allow you to force that. It sounds great.
I don't really know what this is.
The idea, yes, you did. You watched a tutorial with me.
Oh, wait.
The idea behind it is great. You were half asleep at the time. The idea behind it is great. Here's the problem with it. The problem with it is just the worst made gimmick I have ever seen. I would encourage nobody to buy this. It will literally not make it to your bottom drawer, because it will probably fall apart on the journey there. Because you've got this cube, right, that's been 3D printed and held together with sticky tape. That's what it feels like.
Really?
It's like it's been 3D printed, which is always a problem, and then it's been held together with and then it's held together with sticky tape. And you know that when you're watching a tutorial and Julio's there going, now don't worry about the bump right there, nobody will notice it. I've been doing this for a long time and no one has ever noticed the bump, because it's based on magnets and stuff, so the sides are all bumpy, and you get these stickers, these little black stickers, and you start off, you got to put stickers on each side of the box, and he's like, because you want to make it look black on each side. The reason you're putting the black stickers on there is because the box looks like a bag of shit, and the cube looks terrible as well. Excuse me. Then you have these little white stickers that you've got to put all over it as well, because you don't get colours on it. You've got to put your own little white stickers on, and then you write on the stickers whatever you want. Like he suggests numbers, but you can put letters on there. You can put whatever you want to. So you get a Sharpie, or I suppose you can colour them.
Like a red Sharpie, a yellow Sharpie, a green Sharpie, a purple Sharpie, and a blue Sharpie.
Yeah, you could. But here's the problem: putting those stickers on there, the black stickers and then the white stickers. It is literally the equivalent of pouring perfume on a pig. It is still an absolute piece of crap. It looks terrible. It looks gimmicked. It looks awful, which is annoying, because the method of actually getting the force at the end is really clever if it wasn't put together with the care and of attention of a one-handed baboon suffering from terminal shakes. Like, I think that's how they actually put each one of these tricks together, because they look terrible. And here's the thing. I was practicing it. I was like, okay, it looks terrible, but let's give it a go. So I was watching the tutorial. You had fallen asleep at this point. Watched the tutorial, and I was like, right, okay. And it got to the point where he says, put it in the box. And I went and put it in the box, and it wouldn't come out. And I was watching the tutorial, and Julio says, by the way, sometimes you'll put it in the box, and it won't come out because it's a very tight fit. I've never had that problem with another one of these cubes. Never had an issue. It's never been tight. Do you know why? Because the box has been made to the correct size. The cube has been made to the correct size. Maybe, just maybe, along the quality control procedure, if you get to the point where the freaking gimmick sticks in the box, and that happens regular enough for you to point it out on the tutorial, maybe, just maybe, we need to go back to plan B, which is take it and put it in the bin. So he gets to the point in the tutorial, right, where he's like, right, okay, no problem. If it gets stuck in there, which it will sometimes, it's because the gimmick's expanded. I'm like, it hasn't expanded. It's not magic 3D printing that makes it bigger, but whatever. All you have to do is this sort of action and bring it out. So you're asleep on the sofa, and I'm here for 15 minutes doing this, desperately trying to get my gimmick out of my box. It hasn't come out the box. It's still in the bloody box. I've had a knife inside that thing. I've tried to bite it with my teeth. That thing is stuck in there forever and it ain't coming out. And that was on practice number 1. So it looks like a piece. It looks like a turd. It looks terrible. 2, it's cheap. It's nasty. It's tacky. And 3, it doesn't actually work. If you're going to do a trick, right, where the trick involves you putting something into a box and putting the lid on and then taking it out afterwards, maybe, just maybe, we should have it so that it goes into the box and then it's able to come out again afterwards. I bought this. Now, Julio, if you're watching this, I love you, man. I really do. I think that some of the tricks that you have presented and released are brilliant. Your interview you did with me in Talk Magic was fantastic. I have all the respect in the world for you. You have massively dropped the ball on this one. Hell, you haven't dropped the ball. The ball, you were about to pick it up and it exploded into a bazillion pieces. There isn't even a freaking ball. This is crap. Nobody buy this. Nobody. Julio, please offer people refunds. You have dealers like Monster Magic that are just giving these away for free. Alex and Monster Magic is just giving these away for free. He's like, I'm not going to sell this shit. I'm just going to give it away. I don't even want to return it to Murphy's. It's done as far as I'm concerned. You got people like Michael Murray, best mentalist in the world. He had some brilliant ideas for this gimmick. He wrote them up and he was going to actually sell them on his website. When he saw what they would look like, he was like, no, you can have my ideas for free. I'm sending them back to Murphy's. Julio, honestly, withdraw the product. Go back to scratch. It's a great idea. It really is an amazing idea. But you dropped the ball with this one, buddy. And honestly, your reputation is the single most important thing that you have. And honestly, I'd do the right thing with this because this is just total shite. I'm giving it 0%. And I'm really sorry,
0%.
but I have to be honest. 0% from me, 0% from him. Okay, so the final trick, I don't know how new this is, but we reviewed this because we were literally inundated by people asking us to review Hopping Queen by Uday. And I know why we've been inundated by people asking us to review Hopping Queen by Uday. It's because of your mate, Harry Nardi. Because Harry goes on the Alakazam socials every day, takes a trick off the shelves, performs it, on Instagram or Facebook, and a combination of Harry being quite charismatic, Harry being quite pretty, in combination of him being able to sell coal to, ice to Eskimos or whatever, in order to, one of the best salespeople I know is like giving Mark Mason a run for his money. Combine all of that, we've got loads of people buying these things that Harry put on the thing, and now everyone's saying, can you review it? And I'm like, I ain't got one. So we had to go and buy one, and we've got it in. Ryland got it, looked at it, and you love this, don't you? You're like, this is going to go in my show. Mr. Card Trick Boy, I don't do card tricks, is putting this in his show. And that's how good this is. And it's a real hidden gem because nobody knew about it until Harry Nardi brought it to the attention of everybody. Let's have a look at it. This is Ryland performing what's it called? The something queen?
Hopping Queen.
The Hopping Queen. Let's have a look at Ryland performing the Hopping Queen. And then we'll talk about what we
dad behind the camera, and him and me are going to play 3 card trick. So I've got a King of Spades, a Queen of Hearts, and a King of Spades.
Okay, you're not going to beat me.
I am. I promise you. Right, so we're going to cover them all up like this. Now I want you to watch the two cards.
I'm watching.
We're going to swap them.
I see this.
Like this.
Okay.
Now, where's the queen, where's the king?
King's in the middle, queen's on my left.
So you think the king's here?
Yes, the king is there.
And where do you think the queen is here?
Right there, where you've got your hand.
No.
What?
Wrong. That's the king.
What?
The queen was always in the middle.
What?
Simple. Look, we'll do it again. Watch the queen. The queen
Okay, the queen's in the middle.
is right here, yeah? And the king's over here. You can see the king's over here.
The king's there. Yeah, I can see the king. I know where the king is. The king's there.
Yeah.
And the queen is in the middle.
Now, where is
The queen in the middle.
king?
The king, it's over there.
Where's the queen? Where's the queen?
The queen's in the middle.
No, that's the king.
What?
Yeah, that's the king.
That was the queen.
Obviously it's the king. No, that's always been the king.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it has. Look,
There was a queen there.
the queen's over here.
What?
Yeah. Look, we'll do it again. You can see we got the queen over there, and we have the two kings. Okay?
Yeah.
Watch. We're gonna cover them all up.
I'm confused. I'm very confused.
Yeah, it's fine. Where is the queen?
It's over there. Where your hand
you
is.
sure?
It's right. I just saw it, Ryland.
Look,
It's over
where's
there.
the queen?
It's there.
No, that's king.
What?
Yeah, look, the king's over here. That king's over here. And you see there never was any queen. What?
You cheated.
Nope.
You cheated, you little cheating monkey.
Nope.
Yes, you did.
What?
Shut up. Okay, so right, that was brilliant. I absolutely love that. 3.5 minutes tutorial though. That's all it was, 3.5 minutes. To be honest, it's not hard. It's not difficult. 3.5 minutes is all it needs to be to explain how the trick works. But it would have been nice to get a live performance. It would have been nice to get somebody actually performing it. Although I didn't feel as bad because I'd seen Harry perform it, so I knew it looked good. But you're the one that learnt it and performed it. Tell everyone what you think.
I think it's very cool. It looks awesome and
It fooled me.
did it?
Yeah. I had no idea how it worked.
Wow.
It fooled me. Did not fool you.
Wow.
What do you mean, wow? Shut up.
I don't get fooled.
I got fooled by this. I got fooled badly. This is a great trick. Absolutely awesome trick this is.
It is. Yeah.
If you perform on stage, this is worth its weight in gold. Now, what Ryland didn't do in the performance there, he finished off with all of the cards turning into kings. There is a final bit at the end. How you meant to do it on stage is you get an envelope as well. And inside the envelope is an extra king. So you put the king in the envelope, you put that to one side, but everyone can see it. You do the thing, at the end you've got 3 kings. And then you go back to the envelope and you take out the card that's in there. The envelope's empty and now it's a queen. So you can have that transposition at the end if you want to. Honestly, you could have that queen end up anywhere. You could do the classic hippity-hoppity rabbits thing and have it stuck to the back of your jacket. Hippity-hoppity rabbits. You can do it anywhere. But the bottom line is, this is a great trick.
Yeah.
For a stage performer, maybe not. I don't think kids would get this, would they? Kids shows, because it's playing cards. No. I don't think it'd work for older kids.
Unless they play poker like me.
Unless they play poker like you. You don't play poker, you cheat at poker. He was playing poker with this. He was teaching his sister.
No, I cheat a lot in games. That was not me cheating. She's terrible. She was 20 poker chips and down. I just stacked that big.
Whatever, you were fleecing your sister.
That wasn't.
Anyway, you were cheating.
No, I wasn't. That whole time it was fair. I got a bunch of pets.
How many times do you cheat playing poker with your friends?
I think I've cheated twice.
More than twice. Every game.
Twice.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is, if for a stage performance, for a cabaret performance, for a parlour performance, this is absolutely brilliant. The props are very well made. Everything's kind of magnetically locked, so you don't have to worry about putting things in places. It's all well thought out. The cards are well made. The actual structure that the cards go in are well made. Everything is well put together. I think this is awesome. I would consider doing this as well. I'm going to give this 90%. You'll literally learn it within 10 minutes. And if you're one of those people that wants to put like something bigger in their show, maybe you want to offer an upsell, you want to start putting a bigger show together at the end of a close-up gig, this is something that would absolutely work. It's a great version of 3-card trick using jumbo cards, and it's very easy to follow and very, very fooling. Yeah, 90% for me. What about you?
I'm going to go 95%.
95%.
Sick.
And you're definitely doing it in your show.
Yep.
There you go. 95% from Ryland. Next Harry Potter show you got next House of Secret show you're going to put it in?
Yeah.
Anyone who comes to the next House of Secret show, Gary, Andrea, I'm looking at you. Just make sure you take the egg bag.
Egg bag.
Egg bag.
We always just take the egg bag. I think we're always just going to take the egg bag.
Just in case Gary turns up.
Just in case Gary turns up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
But every show we go to, just like egg bags to spare.
It's got to be there. It's got to be there.
Just in case a bit breaks, aka Andrew's there. Or Gary.
95% from Ryan and 90% from me. This is great. We'll get some live footage of it at some point soon. But there you go. That is your final trick. We're going to wrap this up.
There's no show in the back. There's no show in the back. There's no show in the back.
That was nice of you. Oh, there it is. That is another review show in the bag. No, stop, please. Seriously.
What?
Thanks very much. Because you're annoying.
I know you are.
Stop acting like a kid.
I am a kid.
Yeah, but you've been so well behaved. VR. That's another review show in the bag. Thank you once again for joining us right here on Magic TV. Now, don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You want to follow Ryland on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. It's Ryland the Kid Magician. You can obviously support this channel by going to Magic TV, clicking subscribe, or going to my online streaming platform for magicians where you can learn a bunch of magic. It's www.thenetrix.com.
Cookies!
We'll see you again soon.
Cookies!
We'll see you again
Cookies!
VR. We'll see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland. I'm Ryland. What's so funny? What's so funny? What's so funny? What's so funny?
This is Ryland. I'm Craig.
What? What's so funny?
We'll see you again. Thanks very much. Say bye, Ryan.
Bye.